Don't take directions from people that have never been where you're going or been on the path that you're walking. For a lot of my life, up until the age of 27, and I'm 31 now, I don't know what it is. I think it was insecurity or fear or a lack of self trust, to where I felt like I needed other people's opinions or knowledge. And I was looking for answers in other people. And I didn't really like the first 27 years of my life. I mean, not to be negative, but I ended up being in places and partaking in things that didn't fill up my cup, that didn't make sense with my talents, that didn't connect with who I was. What I had to realize as time went was that this path that I was on was mine. It was unique to me. And that this world is full of people that are walking other people's paths. There's a huge lack of pioneers in the world today because of automation and because of social media and because of everyone knows everything, and this is my plan and this is how I did this and this is my business and this is how I built this. Buy this, buy that. Course after course after course. Even a podcast. You might be getting on here right now because you're looking for answers. My goal in everything that I do is to turn you back to yourself. And here's the thing. You're left with two options when it comes to this. Because I think all of us are looking for where to go. All of us are looking, trying to find some comfort or some type of clarity or certainty on the path that we're on. And when we see certainty and clarity on someone else's path, it's really easy to say, I'm doing that. But again, you're left with two choices. Choice number one is to continue to find the answers in other people. Continue to walk down someone else's path. You may even make it feel like yours, but deep down you know it's not. And you kind of leave that mystery over here on this other path. You just put it to bed. You don't really think about it. And you kind of turn into a person in 10, 20 years and you're like, man, like, why didn't I take a chance? Why didn't I? But that's one path, is to have the certainty now, is to feel some comfort now, is to comfort that fear in you that just wants to know. That's one way you can do it. The other path is to sit in the uncertainty and get lost a bit and to go on the journey with yourself. And I'm not here to tell you one's easier than the other. Complete honesty, sometimes I wish that I had a 9-to-5 and that I just knew what was coming up next in my life. But every time I find myself back in a situation like that of being tied down and doing someone else's thing and walking someone else's path, whether it be with content, whether it be with, whatever, this deep sadness flows all over me. And I realize 10 times out of 10, I choose the mystery. I choose the uncertainty. And I don't know where you're at as you're watching this right now in your life. Maybe you're on someone else's path, and that's okay. It's all right, because we can change in a minute. Or maybe you're on your path and you're like, this sucks. Here's what I'm going to say. The path on the left which is someone else's, will temporarily give you comfort. And you might make money on it. You might find some, I don't know exactly what you'll find, but it might be good for a minute. The path on the right looks scary. And you tend to get lost. And you tend to not know what's going on. And the reason for this is because no one has the answers for you when you're out on your own. My dad was a pastor, and I wanted comfort. And when I was 23, I had just gotten married, and I decided to start volunteering at the church. And I don't think this is a bad thing, but I just didn't know me yet. I didn't know how to find myself. I didn't know how to listen to myself. And so I took a role at the church, and for 4 years, not going to say I didn't have any fun, but it wasn't me. I didn't feel like me. People would say, well, hey, you're a youth pastor now, but maybe one day you're going to go plant a church. And I started to believe it until I went to rehab and I met myself for the first time. And I got out of rehab when I was 26, 27. And I knew for the first time that I knew myself. And I knew that this wasn't a fit anymore. And so about a week later, I quit. And it was scary to me because for the first time, I didn't have a plan. I didn't have a plan B. I didn't have any cushion. It was me and my wife, and we didn't know what we were doing. And I didn't know what to do. And I decided to jump. And I felt it internally. And I think that's one thing that we need to talk about is move when you know it's time to move. You might be doing something else right now that you don't want to do, and you know it's not time to move. Well, don't move if it's not time to move. You will know when you're switching paths. So I moved, and I jumped. I didn't move anywhere. I jumped. And I kind of just jumped and fell into this abyss. And I started to build my life. I was a roofer. I was helping people with marketing. I found a camera. My grandma helped me find a camera. I started filming. And one day, everything just started coming together. From the time that I quit, it's 4 to 5 months before things started to make any sense. That was 3 years ago. And these last 3 years, probably most of the time of it, I've felt lost. And even in the world of social media, and in the world of building a brand, and in the world of podcasts, and in the world of making videos and brand deals, and the whole 9 yards, and this is just me speaking personally to you, there are paths and lanes set up of this is what you do. Well, this guy has made it. Do what he's done. Build your audience. Get their emails. And as I've gone, and I don't think this is out of ignorance, I think this is out of my gut, I've decided to say no. I'm carving my own way. I'm listening to my gut. And let me tell you, it has been the most rewarding, but also the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. Because in moments, a lot of moments, I yearned for comfort. I don't know where my path is going to lead me. I know who I am. I know that my path and the authentic road takes time. I know that the authentic road creates influence and it creates movements. We're not there yet. We've made some headway. But what I realized is that I would never, ever, ever after being on my path for a little over 3 years, I would never walk someone else's again. Ever. It disgusts me. 3 years ago, I wasn't disgusted by it. 3 years ago, I was feeling pretty comforted getting, a paycheck every 2 weeks. And this isn't even about money. It's about purpose. It's about mission. It's about your heart. It's about your spirit. It's about being aligned and becoming a lighthouse and pushing that light out. As I've walked on my path, and as I've gone through these trails of being in like just the darkest of places, I've realized I was that light that lit my way. God was within me. And what does the Bible say? A lamp unto my feet, a lamp on my feet, something path. I can't remember exactly what it goes, but each step I was guided. Each no, even if it didn't make logical sense, it made spiritual sense. And what my path has taught me is, number one, it's really hard to plan things. You have to be present. You have to go with the flow. You have to listen to yourself. You have to stay connected to yourself. And number two, you really, really, really get to know yourself when you're on your own road. If there was one thing that you did in this life, I would say it would be to walk your own path. In a world of people that walk other people's paths, would you be a person that took a leap into the dark woods, the in-between, and said, I'm going to try and listen to myself. There's a voice within me, a quiet voice. There's this inspiration within me, this dream within me. And I don't have it figured out. And that's just something that you're going to have to realize, is that you're not going to have it figured out. You might not even be in the best place mentally, or the best place physically, or the best place emotionally. But walking your path will mold you into the person that you're supposed to be and take you to the places. It's your vehicle to take you to where you're supposed to be. When I left from what I was doing, I thought I was going to go into like marketing, or I was going to go into business. I didn't know that it would turn into me doing what I'm doing now. And that's what I'm saying. You're not going to have it figured out. You would be surprised about how, when you take a step, not completely knowing how things form and how this world is built around you. You're an alchemizer. You're building something from nothing. These connection points, these dots are connecting. You're walking, you're going. You don't know what's next. You find provision. It's the most amazingly scary, beautiful journey that I would hope as many people as possible would walk on. That would just do it. And you're not tied down to the answers in someone else. You're trusting the answers within you. And it makes you a better person. Stop asking people for directions to places that they've never been. I know all of us have this calling for something deeper. You maybe you find it in therapy, maybe you find it in prayer, maybe you find it at the gym. But the place that you're going to really find it is when you take a leap of faith. And I'm not telling you to leave your job. I'm telling you to walk your own path, to do it your way, to do it in the way that you know is true to you. Maybe it's starting something, building a side business. Maybe it's starting an Instagram or a TikTok. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's photography. Maybe it's art. Maybe it's coaching. All of us have this thing within us, and it's not the same thing. I can't tell you what your path is going to look like because I have no clue. All I can do is turn you back to yourself and say, just start walking, and I'll be here. I'm here. I'm walking it too. I'm walking mine. You got to walk yours. But if enough of us walk our own path, stop performing for whoever the heck, stop worrying about what everyone else thinks, stop comparing ourselves to everyone. I should be here. Why am I behind? I feel lost. If we will just do what is within our soul, take 30 minutes a day, 20 minutes, if you want to do that, and get silent, take a journal, and figure out what the heck it is in our heart that might be buried under a ton of dirt within us right now. What is it in me? And you might not have a clear answer after you journal. You might not have a clear answer after those times of being silent. But you're going to have an inkling. You're going to have a gravitational pull towards a certain direction. And it's going to pull you, and it's going to pull you, and pull you, and pull you. And then in 6 months, you're going to look up and be like, oh, well, this is new. What is life without it being an adventure? What is life without this journey? Why did we buy into this comfort mentality of not following the call of our heart, of not being connected to our soul, of not bringing to the world what it is we are supposed to bring to this world? And I get it. I was there. For me, it was that performance. For me, it was worried about what other people thought. For me, it was a comparison thing. I was just scared until enough was enough. And so this week, or whenever you want, take some time to hear yourself. Take some time to listen. Stop trying to over-explain everything. Stop trying to figure everything out. Stop trying to come up and devise a 10-point plan of I'm going to do this. No, it doesn't work like that. It's a mystery. It's a mystery because it's supposed to grow you. It's supposed to mold you. It's supposed to change you. It's supposed to evolve you. Figure out what's in your heart. Maybe it's a word. Maybe it's a sentence. Maybe it's a paragraph. Maybe it's a book. Maybe it's a thought. Maybe it's this image. You will speak to you, and God will speak to you in the way that you can hear. And I'm not asking you to find clarity. I'm asking you to gain an inkling. I'm not asking you to have a plan. I'm asking you to find some pull, some gravitational pull towards a direction. And then go. I'm not saying to leave your family behind. I'm not saying to leave your job behind. I'm not saying, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying let the cards fall as they may. I'm saying find the gravitational pull towards something bigger. Start walking towards it. Let it pull you. Start going at it little by little. And it's going to feel uncertain, and it's not going to feel like the other path feels. It's not going to feel that way. You're not going to have the affirmation that you're used to having. You're not going to have the clarity that you're used to having. But you're going to have an inspiration and a connection with yourself and something bigger that you're not used to having. And it's going to continue to pull you into that void. And it's going to feel like a tight, dark tunnel for a minute. And then it's going to spit you out into another place that you've never seen before. And for me, I'm still walking, and I'm going to be walking the rest of my life. And I'm going to listen to myself. And even if things make sense logically, if it doesn't feel good to me, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I don't have a newsletter. I tried to have one, but it sucked. I hated it. I don't have courses. I'm doing things my way. I have these things in my head that I know I can bring to life, and it's taking longer. And it's frustrating sometimes, but I'm good. I have peace. Yeah, I have some doubt that comes in. I have to reinforce it with the peace of knowing that I'm following the pool. Follow the pool. Journal. Figure it out. Figure out what the inkling is. Follow your path. Walk your path. Do it your way. Do it however you want to do it. Like, you have free will. The answers are within you. You can do anything that you want. You can bring to life these dreams in your heart, this inspiration. You can create. You are more than you think. You have so much to give. And it's okay to have a little uncertainty in this area of your life, because that's where faith is built. That's where trust is built. Be good with the uncertainty. Be good with not knowing how it's going to play out. It's going to be better. And don't fall for the comfort trap. Don't fall for someone else's path. Figure out how to follow yours, to fall for your path. You are good enough. Everything that you need is within you. Every answer that you're looking for, you'll know where to go. And you're going to get really, really good at trusting and knowing yourself. And it's not about where you're going, it's about the journey, each step. And it's about being able to experience joy even in the dark and even in that uncertainty. That is what a full and fulfilled life is following the call of your heart, doing the things that set your soul on fire, and doing them sometimes in the dark and in that uncertainty. I wish and pray so many good things for you. And I hope this lit a fire in you. And I know I don't have all the answers. And I know that maybe you wish I had some more, but I only have answers for me. But what I can give you is some inspiration. What I can give you is an order to say, look, it is time to go. The beautiful part about all of this is that you don't need anything. You just need you. You just need your attention. You just need your presence. You just need yourself. And everything that you will need is already within you or will be provided on the way. You got to do this. You have to. I really want you. You don't have to do anything. I really want you to. Because why else are we here on this earth other than to listen to the call of our soul? So take the next week, the next month to get quiet and to find that pull. And then start doing what you know to do. I don't know. I literally don't have like a step or plan or anything like that for you. You'll know what to do. Even if it seems a little bit or crazy or like, well, am I good? Yes, you're good. You're not crazy. You're right where you're supposed to be. You're right where you're supposed to be right now, listening to this. You're right where you're supposed to be right now with what you're doing. It has given you everything that you need to, like, every experience that you've had in this life, everything is perfect timing. So there's not this thing that you need to have right now of, oh, I'm behind and, JB is saying that I shouldn't be on this. Listen, you are right where you need to be right now. And this is just a message to you to say maybe, and I'm not you, but maybe it's time to now take the step. Maybe now it's time to go. And only you can answer that. And Just bring yourself. Everything else will fall into place. Everything. And that's the beautiful thing about your path, is that it's magical. I'd love for you to shoot me an email if this is you. Shoot me an email and tell me where you're at right now. Tell me what that gravitational pull is. Tell me what's going on. Tell me what you're thinking. Tell me what you're doing now. Whatever you want to send to me. And I'd love to email back with you and give you some encouragement. My email is jbcopelandbusiness@gmail.com. I'll put it down there in the description. jbcopelandbusiness@gmail.com. Shoot me an email. I'd love to go back and forth with you. I know how it feels to know it's time and then not know what to do. And this is not for me to give you answers. It's just for me to encourage you. I'll see you next week.